This is the USA Emergency Broadcast Network, your source for reliable disaster preparedness information.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of this station, its management, sponsors, or other hosts. If you have any comments or suggestions about this program, please contact us at radio@usaebn.org. That's radio@usaebn.org.
Have you ever wondered why your internet slows to a crawl? Why your favorite shows suddenly buffer? Or your smart TV seems possessed? For most, it's just an everyday annoyance. But what if those glitches are signals, signs of something more serious? Here's a fact that catches many off guard. That lag isn't always the fault of your provider, your router, or your devices. Sometimes it's a warning, a sign that someone else might be lurking on your Wi-Fi network, someone you never invited inside. Your home Wi-Fi isn't just a gateway to the web. It's the hub where your family, your finances, and your work converge. Everything from your bank accounts, private conversations, and home security systems passes through it. A breach here isn't just about inconvenience. It's about your entire digital life. So, who's really on your Wi-Fi? Maybe nobody, but maybe someone with bad intentions. Cybercriminals, neighbors, or strangers searching for an open door. And the consequences? Stolen data, compromised devices, and privacy breached in ways we hardly imagine. That may sound intimidating, but here's the good news. Protecting your digital home doesn't require hacking skills or expensive solutions. It comes down to a few common sense steps you can take right now. First, change the default name and password on your router. Don't use names that reveal your address or family name. Choose passwords that are hard to guess. Second, update your router's software regularly, like you would your phone, so it can defend against new threats. Third, check which devices are connected. Kick off unfamiliar guests. It's your network, not theirs. And finally, don't share your Wi-Fi password without good reason. Treat it as securely as you would your house keys. Security isn't about paranoia. It's about putting common sense first. When you understand what's at stake, protecting your digital world becomes part of everyday life. You've got the tools. Now, use them with confidence. Welcome to Common Sense 21. For generations, safety meant something you could touch. A lock, a key, a closed gate. You knew who walked through your doorway, and that was enough to help your family sleep at night. But today, the walls around our lives have changed. Security has shifted from steel and wood to silent lines of code, passing through a single device in your home, your router. That unassuming box blinking in the corner has quietly become the most important guardian you have. Pause and consider this. Every text, every bank login, every secret, hope, or memory sent across the internet travels through that tiny portal. Your medical records, your children's tablets, the camera watching over your front steps, even your voice, asking smart speakers about the day ahead. Your most private moments, moving at the speed of light, shared with a device few people ever think about twice. And yet, for most of us, setting up Wi-Fi was a one-time thing. A step in and out of the future, we plugged it in, picked a password, and never looked back. That's not carelessness. It's simply the way the system was built. Few manufacturers ever mention the risks. Installers rush through instructions to get you online as quickly as possible. We're taught how to lock our doors, but not how to protect our digital homes. But here's what the evidence and experts now agree on. Home networks may be the easiest door for trouble to walk through, trusted, ignored, and left open without anyone realizing. The facts are written in reports and case files. These risks aren't theoretical, they're real. Security has changed. The question is, have we changed with it? Many people think the biggest Wi-Fi worry is a neighbor streaming TV on your network, but that misses the real threat. The true danger isn't stolen bandwidth, it's unauthorized access and the invisible risks that come with it. When someone slips onto your network without permission, what exactly are they getting? A lot more than access to movies. They might see which devices are connected. Outdated firmware gives them weak points to exploit, gaining deeper entry into your digital life. They can monitor your traffic, mapping your online habits in silence, or use your internet address as their disguise, hiding behind your identity. In alarming cases, hackers repurpose unsecured home routers as proxy devices, relaying criminal activity through households like yours. The result? Every trace, every footprint leads back to your name and address. This is why cybersecurity agencies warn about home routers that still work but are no longer protected. If your device can't get updates, it may look normal, but inside, the network door is wide open. And the most insidious part? Most victims have no idea. No warnings, no alerts, no clear signs. You might only notice your connection has slowed, or nothing at all. The real danger remains hidden, lurking in digital shadows. It takes just one unchecked risk. Review your router security, update firmware, and replace unsupported devices. Because when it comes to your home, complacency isn't just unsafe, it's an open invitation. It usually doesn't start with panic. More often, it begins with a subtle sense that something just isn't right. Maybe the internet feels sluggish, even though no one's streaming or downloading. Or perhaps you notice strange names when you glimpse the list of connected devices on your router. Sometimes, the router's activity lights flicker late at night, long after you thought every device was asleep. And every now and then, a smart light or speaker seems to have a mind of its own, turning on unexpectedly or refusing to obey commands. These small moments become the quiet invitations to take a closer look. Most people aren't network experts. They turn to the simplest checks. A quick peek at the router dashboard, a scan of what's connected. That's when unfamiliar devices sometimes appear. A string of numbers and letters, a manufacturer's name that means nothing to you. It's easy to imagine the worst, but pause for a moment. Not every unfamiliar device is a sign of intrusion. Many everyday items, printers, smart bulbs, televisions, thermostats, announce themselves with names only an engineer could love. This is where common sense matters more than fear. Awareness is the goal, not anxiety. When you know what's happening on your network, you're better prepared to act. Informed decisions grow from careful observation, not from alarm. If something genuinely concerns you, a little research or a call to your provider can bring clarity. In the end, control returns not when you worry, but when you choose to see your network with new eyes. With each discovery, you reclaim a little more understanding, a little more security, and a greater peace of mind. Imagine the most pressing threat to your home network. Is it a shadowy hacker or your neighbor? What if the real risk is much simpler and right at home? Across countless reports and advisories, one finding stands out. The greatest risk isn't outsiders, it's default settings. Not hackers, not neighbors, defaults. Default admin passwords, left unchanged. Default Wi-Fi names, broadcasting for all to see. Default features, running without supervision. Default firmware, outdated and unpatched. These aren't sophisticated attacks. They're setup oversights built into our everyday devices. This isn't a mysterious, unsolvable problem. It's a practical, clear challenge. Clarity means solutions are within reach. Common sense, applied confidently, is the fix. Change your admin password. Rename your Wi-Fi network. Disable unnecessary features. Keep firmware updated. These steps are straightforward and more powerful than any advanced security tool. When you understand the risks, you reclaim control. Cybersecurity becomes empowering, not intimidating. The security of your home starts with the choices you make about your network settings, and those choices are yours to command. Move forward with knowledge. Tackle the defaults. Make simple, smart changes. In home network security, common sense is your strongest safeguard. Imagine the lock on your front door. Would you leave it broken or let someone else set the code? When it comes to your home network, your router is that lock. If it controls access, it deserves your attention. First, change your router's administrator password. Make it unique. Never reuse passwords from other accounts. Once you've made changes, log out. It's just like locking a door after use, because anyone who controls your router controls everything downstream. Second, know when it's time to update or replace outdated hardware. If your router no longer receives security updates, it's like using a door lock that the manufacturer stopped caring about years ago. The key might still turn, but it's easily bypassed. Replacing your router isn't wasteful. It's preventive maintenance for your entire network. Third, use modern Wi-Fi encryption. Security standards exist for a reason. Older protocols like WEP or broken and offer little protection. This isn't a question of speed or convenience, it's about privacy. Choose WPA3 or, at minimum, WPA2 when setting up your Wi-Fi. Your data deserves modern armor. Fourth, review and turn off convenience features you don't actively use. Wi-Fi protected setup, remote management, or guest sharing tools are designed to make setup painless, but they also make abuse easier. If you don't use a feature, it doesn't need to be switched on. Less functionality means fewer opportunities for attackers. Fifth, separate trust levels within your network. Guests don't need access to your family's devices. Smart gadgets don't need unfettered access to your laptop. Most routers can create separate networks. Segmenting your devices reduces the blast radius if something goes wrong. That's not paranoia. That's smart design. You don't need a technical degree to secure your digital life. These steps are common sense, and they're proven. Treat your router like the lock it should be. Update what's outdated. Use strong encryption. Disable the unnecessary, and create thoughtful boundaries. The path to real security starts with simple actions, actions you can take today. Confidence comes when you control your own security. Now, you're ready. Step back for a moment. The conversation here isn't just about Wi-Fi passwords or parental controls. It's a story about what it means to be responsible in a changing world. Once, responsibility was tangible. You locked your doors at night. You tucked away your valuables. You spoke to your children about strangers at the playground and taught them limits. Common sense, simple rules to keep you and those you love safe. But today, the landscape looks different. Our lives are lived not just in neighborhoods or homes, but in networks and apps. Now, being responsible means managing digital access, noticing what's invisible, like the risks hidden just behind a glowing screen. It's no longer enough to guard the physical. Now, we must make intentional choices about what we share, who can access it, and how we navigate the unseen. This shift isn't because the world has become a scarier place. It has simply grown more connected, woven together by invisible threads that stretch far beyond our front doors. And with connection comes vulnerability, unless we approach it with presence and wisdom. Common sense itself hasn't disappeared. It simply speaks a new language. The rules you used to rely on are still there. They just need translating, from latches and locks to passwords and privacy settings, from sturdy routines to thoughtful boundaries in an open world. So, the next time you make a choice, online or off, pause. Remember that the essence of responsibility is the same as it's always been, protecting what's precious and moving through the world with care. That's common sense, carried forward with clarity into the connected age.
Progress never starts with perfection. It begins with simple steps, ones that move you out of hesitation and straight toward confidence. This week, let's focus on what matters most. Here's your common sense action checklist. No overwhelm, no perfectionism, just progress starting today. First, log into your router and change the admin password. The default passwords are easy targets, and swapping them out is your best first line of defense. Next, check for firmware updates, or confirm your router is still supported by the manufacturer. Outdated routers miss critical fixes, so this quick check ensures you aren't left vulnerable. Take a moment to review the connected devices. Scroll through the list and identify what you recognize. If anything seems out of place, it deserves a closer look. If your Wi-Fi password hasn't changed in years, update it now. Choose something strong and unique. Remember, better security never comes from comfort. Lastly, create a guest network for visitors and smart devices. Segregating them keeps your main network safer and your peace of mind intact. That's it. Not everything, just enough to begin. Security is a habit, not a one-time fix. Each small action builds momentum. The important thing is making it part of your routine. Here's the bottom line. Your home network isn't just a utility anymore. It's infrastructure, and infrastructure deserves maintenance. You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to be technical. You just need to be intentional. That's what common sense has always been about, knowing what matters and acting accordingly. Thanks for joining us for Common Sense for the 21st Century. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who still thinks Wi-Fi is just the internet. Because clarity is contagious, and together we help make the digital world safer, step by step. We'll see you next time.